Hey, what's up? I'm Andrew Bacon. So it's the middle of the winter, so it's a perfect time to research for your new mowing needs as the spring and summer are coming, right? So I finally ditched my gas-powered mower and I went with the battery-powered Makita. I started using it at the very end of this past summer, and I'm going to show you the unboxing video that I did then, as well as mowing the yard. And then I want to kind of explain and share what I learned and what I think about it. So check it out on this episode of Field Treasure Designs. All right, I got my Birkenstocks on. I'm ready to open this box. Now, the first thing I noticed was that there was very little good packaging. No styrofoam, no hard cardboard. I mean, I would be embarrassed to ship one of my products in this condition, if I'm honest. And you'll see that there is a bad result of that here in just a minute. I'm taking out some of the small parts, and then the bagger is on the top there that you can put on if you want to collect your clippings. And so inside the bagger, which is surprising to me, is the 2 boxes of the 5 amp hour batteries. And so, I mean, I'm like, they're just thrown in there, and it could have easily ripped the bag. And so again, I'm just really surprised at Makita's packaging department for this specific product. I would have thought it would have been a little bit better, but the bag's intact, it looks good, and it's ready to go. Quick opening of those battery packs. Nothing special here. They are protected on the cardboard, which is nice. But yeah, you get 4 5 amp hour batteries in this specific kit, which is nice. Next is part of the handle, and it's got a nice plastic wrap on it. So that's at least cool that they kept that protected in shipment. Next is the main handle component with the drive control and the on-off and all those things you need there. And then underneath it was what Makita is very famous for, is their double fast charging, which it charges both batteries at the same time. A couple more small parts, and then here's what's left in the box. Basically the main mower and the main handle. I wanted you to see this packaging view so that you could know what I'm talking about here in a second when I notice a problem. And now I get to lift the whole thing out, beast mode style. Did you see those papers falling out? I still shake my head at looking at how this was packaged. I mean, literally wadded up paper. I mean, unbelievable. So when I set it down, this is what it looks like. Again, really easy to lift. It's got good handles, which is nice, and you can grab it and maneuver it. I was happy with the weight though. It felt sturdy and strong, so I could trust it as a mower. So I took off the handle there. I grabbed some cardboard to set it on top to keep it protected. And then I take off the plastic of the casing there, which again, just a plastic little bag. So I open up the top here to check it out. This is where the batteries go. One of the things I like about this Makita is that the batteries are easily accessible. You can see that I'm still not quite sure about this as I rub the top of it. I don't know, is it strong enough? Is it gonna work? It feels sturdy, it feels strong, it's good. And so I'm just kind of feeling around. I'm going, wow, this is a battery powered mower. That's everything that's kind of going through my mind right now. So now I'm going to test out the height adjustment in the mower. And it's really good. It's a 1 lever system. And so, yeah, I like that. So now I'm going to assemble the handle. So apart from the poor packaging, which is strike 1 for the Makita mower, the handle doesn't fold down when not in use. And so I knew that going in with my research, but in hindsight, even now in the winter while I'm storing it, it is a little bit annoying if I'm honest. But again, not the worst thing ever. By the way, I'm using the included socket wrench to attach these bolts for the handle at the bottom. Next is the top of the handle for all the controls. So it fits right in there, and a couple more bolts, and it went on very easy. And I'm very impressed with how sturdy it is so far. The included socket wrench works just fine again, and the included clips clip right onto the sides of the handles to keep those wires out of the way. All right, there she is. So I wanted to kind of go back and forth and just get a feel for it. And so far, it's sturdy. It feels like a mower, but oh, I noticed something that's not quite right. This front left wheel is totally out of whack. And I'm like, oh no, what is going on? And by the way, I'm sorry about the lighting. I hadn't adjusted it. But yeah, I'm like, is this a defect? Is this a shipping error? And so I'm going to take it off and explore more. I used the included wrench to take off the wheel, which made it really easy, and then I discovered the problem. Oh yeah, check this out. Thankfully, I moved the camera to help you see it a little bit better. But yeah, basically, this got damaged in shipping. I wonder how that happened. So while I was frustrated, I went ahead and emailed Makita, and I emailed Acme Tools, who I had bought the product from. Makita, I never heard back from, but Acme Tools took care of me. So thanks to them for sending me a new wheel. Here's a look at the charger on my battery power station, and the charger works great. It charges both at the same time. So here's a cool feature. So this is the battery bay, and so you can put your first two batteries up front there, and it's labeled 1 as you see on the right. And on the bottom left there, there's a switch that's labeled 1 and 2. This controls which row of batteries you're using to create that 36 volt power. And here are the controls on the handle. So just like a regular mower, you've got your levers to keep it running and then your self-propelled action. Here I'm just kind of learning everything, and so I discovered that front red lever and that safety switch there. I'll explain that more in a second. And then there's an on-off button. That's obviously the speed control. There's some battery charge indicators for the 1 row or the 2 row, the on-off switch. It's all pretty standard, but it is a little bit unique and different than a gas-powered. This is a safety button that is there to press and pull back so that you don't just turn on the mower, right away. And that is the difference with a gas mower. The battery mowers can just turn right on, so they have to have an extra safety. And this is the key that ensures that safety. So without that key in there, it will not turn on. Now let's fire her up. So it's hard to show you what it sounds like on the video, but I got to tell you, it is not loud at all. And one of the buttons I forgot to mention is there is a loud switch on the mower that is, for some reason, it allows you to control the noise level. And so I didn't really understand that, but it's there nonetheless. It really is fun. One of the things I didn't expect was that the self-propel works without the mower being, technically turned on. And whenever you let it release and turn off the mower, it can still just turn right back on. And so you don't have to yank a pull cord. So I'm playing with it. I'm getting the safety mechanism down, and just, wow, this is pretty fun. Before I test it on grass, I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like underneath. And so all the basic components of a regular gas mower are there. It's a solid deck. It's got the little outside chute on the right there. It can obviously have a clippings bag, and then underneath they have the normal blades. And so I want to tip it back and just show you exactly what it looks like, just so you get a good idea, because these are the things that I was concerned about when I was shopping and looking at the right one to get myself. So yeah, I'm digging. Another thing to note is you can run the mower with just 2 batteries. The extra 2 battery slots are just a backup set if you need it. Now let's test it out. So this is my yard. It's not very big. My car is there to give you some scale on what it looks like. And I'm going to show you exactly how I mow it, and it's going to be hard to kind of explain, but you'll hopefully get the idea. And you can use the self-propel as much as you want, but you will burn more battery if you do that. So all in all, I mowed for about 10 minutes to get my entire yard done. And the batteries, the first set, the only batteries I used, worked the whole time. Now I stopped doing the self-propel at about 6 minutes, and it did start getting a little bit sluggish towards the end. And so I want to kind of show you the sights and sounds of the mowing experience and see if it kind of helps translate to you at all. But yeah, if you can't tell, it's very easy to maneuver. It feels really smooth. I can walk with one hand behind it, especially if I'm self-propelling. It is very easy to operate. I'm doing the mulch setting instead of the side discharge or the bagging, and it's going great. I'm going to speed up the video, but I want to leave it all on here so that at least there's proof of me having mowed this entire patch of grass with the first set of batteries. And so I know it could be boring, so you can feel free to skip ahead. But then I'm going to slow it down in just a minute just so you can hear and see for yourself towards the end if it's kind of at the same battery life or if it's a little sluggish. I can't really tell, but maybe you might. So now I'll slow it down and show you the last few passes. It was at the last light of the battery charge status. There's 3 lights, and it was on light 1 telling me that it was almost depleted. Let's see if it sounds sluggish. Yeah, even at the end here, it's doing really well. I mean, towards the end of the battery life, you can't use the self-propeller. It's going to burn it out quicker. But again, I'm not even using that second row of batteries yet. And so I could easily do the whole yard and the self-propelling with the 2 sets of battery, no problem. Yeah, I think we're good. I mean, aside from the packaging and the handle not being able to fold down and the fact that I already have some of the extra batteries, I mean, I'm feeling good about this. Now it's time to show you some pictures. So yeah, all in all, if you're ready to go battery, I think the technology is now there, especially if you already have the battery platform and you already have extra batteries. I highly recommend jumping in. And the Makita is really good. Aside from that packaging I mentioned earlier and the handle doesn't fold down, other than that, the power, the durability, the strength, it's awesome. And I am glad that I made the purchase and I don't have to deal with gas anymore. Well, hey, thanks so much for watching. I hope it was helpful. If you've got more questions, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you on the next video. See ya.